So I guess we're forced to sit here and listen to a podcast full of women who got exactly what they signed up for. Girl, y'all know them athletes was cheaters when you was cheating with them. Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving unless you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Basketball Wives Season 10, Episode 6. I don't know. It'll be writing the thing down there. But anyway, let's get into it, girl. So the episode opens up. British is walking into Angel's store. And I ain't even gonna lie. It's kind of giving like, you know how like they have them small boutiques that be owned by them women. How do I say this politically correct? Other women that are not black and not white. And they be having a whole bunch of dresses in the stores with a whole bunch of sparkles and all. It's giving that. You know what I mean? The girls who's been shot for prime and all that stuff, you know, it's like a boutique, one of a kind. The dresses be high as hell in the middle of the hood. You know what I'm saying? That type of store. It's giving high fashion cheap. No shade, Angel. I mean, do your thing, girl. You're successful. But anyway. Angel tells British that she makes everything in-house because British was like, your store is super, super lovely. She was like, yeah, girl, I make everything in-house, you know, and I'm actually working with Meg Thee Stallion and her tour and all that stuff. Shout out, Angel, okay? And then British asks Angel if she's been stressed out by what's been going on with Jackie and all that stuff. And she said, yeah. She was like, you know, I really feel like I need to take a break from the girls because British was like, you know, Jackie meddles, but she's coming from a good place because she kind of did the same thing with me and Lorenzo. So then Angel was like, yeah, didn't y'all kind of have a back and forth or get into it about that with Lorenzo? And she was like, yeah, because Jackie's trying to make sure that I get back with him, talking about I need to be with him. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that's her business. And I don't want to really be with my baby daddy. But then British brings up the fact that Lorenzo has ended his domestic partnership and they are now co-parenting better. I don't even want to talk about her in this fake storyline with her and Lorenzo not working out. My only issue is if y'all was going to act like y'all wasn't together, he could have at least put a couple more coins together to get you out that sardine can of an apartment down there in LA. He could have Airbnb'd you a better place. That's all I'm saying, because y'all get on my nerves. But anyway, she basically said that she don't think they're going to be back together, but if he changed, she'll go back. Girl, bye. Anyway, let's move on. Duffy and Iman is at the house. You know, she getting in the bed with him after hiding her phone, because I don't know why I felt like she was hiding her phone. But basically, she says that he's an agent that puts families in better positions, because basically what he does is he gets these kids scholarships and he gets them into the NBA and all this other stuff. Shout out to Iman for doing that, but that's what he does as a sports agent. She tells him that she was talking to him about the name of Brandy's thing that she gave her Maximum Flavor, and then she goes in to talk about Rockstar and saying Rockstar said he got some tea that's gonna break up me and my man and yada 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 because Jackie told Angel what I said and this, that, and the third. And you know, I will appreciate Iman for this. Iman was like, Rockstar is very emotional and he needs to stay out of women's business. Ooh, it's so refreshing when you find a real man you just don't understand. Ooh, Lord Jesus. But he says basically Rockstar needs to stay out of women's businesses. Now, Duffy, you kind of like scroll past this real fast, but I'm going to have to visit this for a second fact. You said the hundreds of thousands of people who have had rumors about you, he could join them. Hundreds of thousands, bitch. What is you out here doing? Duffy, is you passing around that cooch on the platter? Because you know they saying, or you said it yourself, that people think you and French smashing and you smashing this one. Why is everybody saying you smashing all these people, Duffy, where there's smoke, there's fire? Is you passing out the cooch like Halloween candy? It's all I want to know. Because Halloween is only one day out of the year. And from the way you talking, you passing it out 365, 66 on a goddamn leap year. Duffy, what's going on with the cooch? Is that why Iman wants you to get off tour with Doggone French? Because he feel like y'all back there smashing and not just DJing? What is you doing, Duffy? I got questions. Duffy, you're not going to scroll past that like we didn't hear you say hundreds of thousands. That's a lot of goddamn people. Everybody ain't lying. My mom used to tell me all the time, if everybody's saying the same thing, it's got to be some truth to it. You got to look into it. Duffy, what is you doing with that cooch? And I normally don't want to know about another woman's cooch, but you just doing too much now, and I need to know. Anyway, let's move on. She's saying that basically she don't want to completely quit and be a housewife. She want to be able to do something. So she wants to be a female DJ Khaled. At first, he was like, look, that's not really what I wanted. You know, I make a lot of money. I really want you to stay home. She was like, but I need you to support me. And he was like, all right, girl, fine. I'll support you, girl. Go ahead on, be a DJ. I mean, a in-house DJ or producer or whatever it is DJ Khaled do, sucking up the culture. Y'all get what I'm saying. At least let a black woman get in there and suck it up then, just like he doing. We move to the next energy, child. We move to the next scene. Malaysia, Jen, and Jackie goes work out. They're going to do floating yoga. I ain't never seen no shit like that. That's so California. But they're going to do some floating yoga. And as always, Jen just looks awkward. I mean, Jackie says she's done it before. They flash back Jackie all upside down looking like she could swing on a couple of poles, as you should. Malaysia says she got one in her basement, as she should. And Jen just, you know, Jen, she just awkward. I don't even want to go in there with her. But anyway, Malaysia basically sits down with the girls after they supposedly get this workout, which I don't see it, but I ain't never did it, so I can't say yay or nay. And Jackie feels like people be trying to twist her words and her intentions. She really have good intentions for the girls. She not trying to be out here being messy. She really was trying to doggone see something and see what was going on when she went to Angel and her man. That Angel was going around telling people her man is not doing good by her and she's miserable and she tired of him and she want him out. Jackie said she was coming from a good place. Now, Jackie, please. But anyway, Jen was like, well, girl, look, if you have good intentions, just let it be known. Like, look, my intentions are good. This prompts Jackie to say, you know what, fine. I want to do a podcast and have all the girls there, all the girls. And we're going to sit down and talk about being basketball wives and, you know, and all this stuff. And we can bond over that. And I think that'll be a good doggone thing. Everybody in their bone got a podcast. Come on, join the couch, child. It's a whole bunch of YouTube for everybody to go around. So go ahead on, Jackie. But anyway, she says she's inviting everybody, including Brandy, and asked Malaysia where she's at with that. And Malaysia was like, girl, look, I'm on positive energy. You know, I've been swooping everything under the rug, so I feel like it's some things I need to address. Now we're moving to Malaysia and Brandy being back friends. That's all I can get. All this stuff is written. Girl, they might as well just be actresses at this point. All this whole show is BS. All of it. All of it. BS with a sprinkle of something, you know, something natural. But it's all BS. So now we're past the storming phase. And we're going and we're up at the climax. Now we're going on a downward hill where Brandy and Malaysia get back to be friends. Because now now Malaysia's saying she want to swoop everything under the rug. Girl, bye. Anyway, I'm so tired of this show. This show is tired and through. We move to the next scene. Jackie, Norissa, whatever her name is, Nia's sister, the one that looked like twins, and Brandy go shopping for Mike's. So now they in there shopping for Mike's. And basically, Jackie tells them about the podcast and says that she wants to talk about life after basketball. And she feels like she's back in the same situation she was at the beginning because when her husband retired, you know, they had time. But now he coaching. Hell, he gone more than he was before. And let me tell you something. I dated a dude that was a coach. He was a college coach. But nevertheless, he was a coach. They do literally work all year around. Like, they don't get days off. Like, it's literally, like, all the time. Because even when it's not the season, they got recruiting, they got practice, they got a whole bunch of stuff they got going on. So I kind of understand what Jackie talking about. He wasn't my husband. We was just smashing. But you know what I'm saying? Whenever I called him to say, what's up, he couldn't be available because he had the doggone basketball court. So I get it, Jackie. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine if that was my husband. I could if he was making a lot of money. But that's none of y'all business. But anyway... So Brandy was like, yeah, girl, being a coach is just the same. You know, it's probably more because at least the off time we get as wives of players, you don't get that as the coach because they working nonstop. Absolutely. So then Jackie says she cries a lot by herself and she just want her girls to rally around you. I knew you was crying at home, Jackie. Should I be crying too? You and Doug been together all these damn years. Should I be crying at home too looking for my man? Anyway, so basically... when Jackie says that Malaysia is coming, she asked Brandy if they good. Brandy was like, look, girl, her bringing Zell around was really the straw that broke the camel's back. I felt like she was being malicious when she did that. She knew exactly what she was doing. And for the life of me, Brandy, just get over it. Y'all be back friends, because I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of both of y'all. Just go back and be friends with the girl. Because this is just really getting out of hand at this point. But Jackie feels like, wrong has been done on both sides, and Malaysia was like, not Malaysia, them hoes. Anyway, Brandy was like, I have done nothing to her. I have gone through so much these past couple of months with my father passing and all this stuff. I literally done nothing. And Brandy started to cry. Okay, we move on to the next scene. Jackie is down there at the podcast. It's podcast day. Duffy arrives first. And Jackie pulls her to the side because she wants to have a talk with her. And she asks her how she feels since, the whole blow up thing with Rockstar and all that stuff. Duffy basically feels like she's upset that Angel was acting like she's upset. Yeah, Angel, you was really shocked. Like you ain't said what the people said you said. And you said it. What? Angel, you really is an actress. And let me stop right here. Is it me? Or is Angel got a lot of wrinkles? Angel aging really bad. I don't know if it's the baby, but didn't know because when they did a flashback, I paused it because I wanted to see. Angel really wrinkle up in the face area, yeah. The crow's feet. And I'm just saying, Lord, thank God I'm black, Lord. You know what you was doing when you gave me melanin, child. Because I ain't going to get that no time soon, hopefully. Knock on some fake wood. Anyway, so she was like, yeah, she felt like, Rock threatening her relationship was just all BS, and she ain't like that. But she basically said she's gonna leave it alone. She's not even trying to deal with it. So Jackie asked her, have she talked to her? Well, she asked Jackie if she talked to Angel, and she said, yeah, Angel's not coming. But the gag is, Angel said she need a break from you heifers. Y'all stressing her out. Because she don't want to tell y'all her tea, and then y'all come back and tell it to her in front of her man. Basically, is what she said. So she taking a break, but Angel not coming. Now Duffy was like, yeah, I want to fix it. Girl, again, fake storylines. Jackie asked why Duffy won't start a podcast because Jackie was like, girl, you already have the personality, you got everything, you could really do well as a podcast, but DJ Duffy wants to be DJ Khaled. She don't want to be no doggone podcaster. She wants to be a producer in the doggone studio. She said it's going to make her closer to home. She's still going to be able to be at the house, but the thing is, DJ Khaled Duffy, when you a producer, you really be in the studio a lot. I'm just saying, I don't know how the location is close, yes, but ultimately you're still going to be going just as much. That's all I'm going to say. Don't ask me how I know. So British walks in and her and Brooke sit down and have a conversation. And basically Brooke was like, girl, what is this podcast about? And British says, it's about life after basketball and, basketball women and all that stuff. Brandy walks up and she joins the conversation. And British lets us know that her and Lorenzo are on good terms. Moving on, because I don't want to hear that fake shit. Anyway, Nia and Jen is outside. Nia asking what the podcast is going to be about. And I'm saying, damn, did Jackie tell anybody what the podcast was going to be about except Brandy and Norris or whatever her name is, Marissa, whatever. But Nia brought in some doggone cheesecake because she wants to show that she's not a bad person. She's bringing the cheesecake in as an olive branch so the girls can get to know her and know that she has no malicious intent. She really thought, originally that the tweet was funny and that she wants the girls to get to know her. I don't know, Nia. Normally when people give me a bad taste at the beginning, it's very hard for them to come back. I typically follow my first mind. I don't know. But anyway, it's time to go in. Nia walks in looking all awkward and weird. Hell, I'm looking at Brooke and all the girls looking at her. You don't even have a inviting disposition, Nia. I'm just sorry. But Brooke was like, girl, I ain't seen her since this doggone, not baby shower, what was it? This doggone gender reveal. And honestly, I don't really want nothing to do with her. She give me weird bitch vibes. She really do. I ain't even gonna lie. But it's time to start the podcast. And Jackie starts by telling her story, and in the middle of her story, Malaysia walks in. All of a sudden, you see Brandy over there rolling her eyes, talking about Malaysia's always late. She needs to get it together. Why is you so pressed about Malaysia? Malaysia, go ahead on and start carpet munching her again, because she's really missing you. This is getting out of hand. But anyway, Jackie sits her down, because she's the first one up, and asks her what it was like being married to Gennaro. And I'm like, here we go again. So anyway, she basically says he was on 6 different teams and he went from that straight into coaching. He had to adjust to not being in the spotlight and not being that dude and all that stuff. And he didn't know where he fit in. And him not being in the limelight basically made him take it out on her and her churn. And that's why she had to leave. Was he beating your ass, Malaysia? Let us know. If he was beating your ass, then that's a different story. Because that's what it sounds like you saying. Now, in the crowd, Brandy is sitting over there saying, it hurts because I know this story. And I just so, I want to be there for her. And I'm like, here we go again. They're going back to being friends. Mark my word. But anyway, so after Malaysia gets up from telling us about her man cheating and beating, it's now Brandy's turn. So now Brandy gets up, and Brandy says her and her man been together since high school, and she never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but they made a deal that once he finished with his career, then she would be able to go into something that she wanted to do. Duffy is in the audience saying, girl, look, these girls all have the same stories, and I don't want to be that girl because she don't want to be stuck depending on no man. Her daddy raised her to be independent and all that stuff, as you should. Girl, look, y'all can sit up here and act like it's cool to be a housewife and all that stuff. I did it for about a year. Won't ever do it again. Child, when everything depends on that man, everything financially, that hit different. Because when he leave, like Duffy said, be leaving y'all's ass out. Look at Malaysia. Still trying to get child support. You see what I'm saying? Don't be Malaysia. I'm with Duffy on that. Don't be Malaysia. But Duffy feels like she don't want to resent Iman for making her quit, but she still want to be the first DJ Khaled Duffy. Fine. Nia basically, it's her turn. She gets up there and says she an ex. That means she probably dated a nigga for about 2 months anyway and probably got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So she says that she's an ex, but she invested so much into her man and didn't invest into herself. That's good for you. Y'all got to stop doing it. I'm not even going there with you, Nia. I don't like it anyway. Good for you. Jen gets up and says she understands because she's been there before. You two, you still looking for a man to take care of you. You ain't got it yet. Fine. Go ahead on with your little business ideas and all that stuff. Jackie asked Nia if she'll date other men or athletes, and Nia was like, I kind of only date athletes. And this is my question. I know that's a small circle, but to the people that be in that circle, the men especially, y'all don't be feeling bad that you smashing on the girl that 4-5 of your players or teammates or people that your comrades done smashed on, and then y'all be wifing them? I just always wanted to know. I never been one to like to, shit where I lay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That would be very weird to me. I wouldn't want to date 2 basketball players, to be completely honest. But the girls are out here doing it, child. Go ahead on. I ain't judging. Do what you got to do. But I just wanted to know how that really feels. So now British gets up there and she said she met Lorenzo at 21 in high school. No, not 21 in high school. College. I'm sorry. And they basically done lived all over Germany, everywhere overseas. That means Lorenzo was trash and couldn't get a job on this side of the Mississippi. That's just all that means is that Lorenzo was not good enough to play in the National Basketball Association, aka the NBA. He had to go play overseas. Said what I said. I know everything about basketball. Anyway, so she done moved all around the world with this dude. And basically when he quit, she was like, she the one told him to go ahead on and be a trainer. But the problem was Lorenzo couldn't keep his penis in his pants. Lorenzo was putting dick all up in the trainees. And she said she couldn't deal with it. Girl, look. Okay. I mean, again, I don't know what y'all thought y'all was getting when y'all married these athletes and be with these athletes. Y'all know they dropping peen off everywhere like FedEx. Y'all know that. I don't understand. Like, I just don't get why we have to even listen to it. Come down where the regular girls at. At least when we get cheated on, we have something to go off of. We can really go upside their head because they're regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Anyway. But British starts to cry and says she's been through a lot, but we don't care. Anyways, it's hard for her to come to terms because they're not together. We don't care. Brooke gets up at the end of the podcast and says, you know what? We are heads of the household. And I said, Earth? Y'all heifers ain't working no well. She said, even if we paying the bills with their money, we the ones making sure the household is ran and this, that, and the third. And you know what? I get that. But head of household is a stretch thing. Angel's taking her break from the girls. And she's at home and she goes into her son's room to basically talk to him about basically possibly putting the baby in his room. So when she goes there, she was like, look, I want to put the baby stuff in your room and kind of like maybe move you to the guest room on the other floor. And he was just like, I don't want to move. And she goes, well, you know, what about, you know, you moving down there because it'll help me better. I won't have to run so far back up and down the stairs. And he was like, listen, I'd rather share a room with the baby than doggone you move me to another room. So then she was like, listen, you got to come see it. So she goes out and show him how much difficult it would be for her to be running up and down the stairs with the baby. And then she goes to offer him the guest house. Now, initially, when she walked out there and how she was selling it, that guest house was everything. She was like, look, you can have your own space. What teenage boy wouldn't want this? Like, you would have your own gym, your own basketball court. It could be like you have your own house. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, shit, I would have took it. But then when the little boy said he didn't want to take it because he feels like he's going to be further away, and with the new baby, he don't want her to not basically give him attention. And she goes, well, why would you say that? And he said, because you did that with the youngest sister, with his little sister. And he does not want to go through that again. Now, Angel lets us know that I guess his father was the one who unalived himself. And he's been struggling with that his whole life. Like, she's the only parent that he has. He basically feels like you're pushing him aside because you want to put time in with the baby. Now, before we move forward, one thing Angel said that drives me, and again, it's foreign to me because that's not how I was raised and it's not a norm to me, is her going in there telling this boy that her and Rock had a conversation and they thought it was best that the baby move into his room. First of all, that's your house. That is your house. That is your house and your kid's house. Why did you have a conversation with a man about moving your kids around? He ain't even bought the house. It ain't his house. It's yours. You worked for it. You paid for it. You did everything for your kids. Yet you talking with baby daddy number 3 about moving one of your kids around in the house. Fault. Listen, I know everybody don't have the upbringing is the same as me. I get it. But I wish my mama would come in there on boyfriend number 5 and tell me her and boyfriend number 5 had a conversation about moving me around in her house. Women, stop doing that. Stop getting opinions of these dudes you done moved into your house. Now, if he buys you a house, or if he comes in and take care of everything in that house, then maybe. But even if you do have the conversation, stop telling your kids you had a conversation with baby daddy number 8 or boyfriend number 12. He don't get no say. He in there eating the churn food and drinking their juice boxes. He don't get no say of what goes on. Say what I said. I don't care what nobody say. He don't get a say. Stop telling them churn that because you're going to make them churn resent you. When they grow up, they're going to be like, my mama did everything for this nigga. Stop doing that. He don't get a say. Anyway, the little boy basically says he don't want to be further away from her. That's just what it is. And he feels like, she the only mama he got. He would like for her to at least start coming to her games or coming to his games. I'm sorry. It's so many things he would want to do, but he's not able to do that, or she hasn't basically been doing that. And she was like, well, I've been working and this, that, and the third, but okay, I'm going to give you from his perspective, Angel. You threw this big old to-do for the new baby. You running around here with Rockstar. He's stressing you out. Y'all getting 4 and 5 rings with each other. You doing all of these things. As a child, his mind doesn't conceptualize the thought that you don't have time to go to his games. Get your ass up and go to the games. Now you about to have a baby, and it's going to be even harder for you to get out there and go to the games. All I'm saying is priorities. Just like you prioritize the BS with Rockstar, prioritize your son. But this makes Angel cry because she don't want to do nothing, dirty about her baby. She don't want to not be a good mother. They did a flashback of him, as a young boy talking about he don't know how to tell people his dad is not here and all this stuff. And my heart really went out to the little boy. You know what I'm saying? So, Angel, I feel like you need to get that together. That's just my opinion. So now, Angel, we moved to the next scene. Angel's hanging out with her kids, and she basically is working on spending more time with the kids. She asks about how they felt about the baby. Her little girl says that she's excited because she's never been a big sister before. And then Angel goes with that dreaded phrase again. After talking with Rock, I just want to eat. But after talking with Rock, she told her little boy that he don't have to move up out of his room. Stop talking to these dudes. I keep telling y'all that. But anyway, the little boy says that, he's happy about it because he want to be closer to his mama. That's all he got. But she said basically took his feelings into consideration. I wouldn't have to talk to Rock about nothing. Put the baby in y'all room. I'm pretty sure you have a nice size room, and move on. That's it. We move to the next scene. British goes to Brandy's house and she over there cooking because she said British always hungry. British look like she don't miss no meal. She fine though. But British asked about the podcast, and Brandy asked British how she thought the podcast was, and British was like, the podcast was good. She felt like Jackie was gonna be throwing them into some BS, but it actually was good that they were able to sit down and trauma bond, that is, over their past experiences. Brandy agreed with all that, and then she ups and jumps and says, girl, you was in love with Lorenzo. And British was like, why you say that? And she was like, because every time you mention his name or somebody mention him, you just smile and cheese up. You still in love with your man. Like, stop the cap. And again, it's all a storyline, Brandy. You know it, we know it, everybody else know it. But she says, British says when she left, she didn't plan to leave forever. It was just for him to get his stuff together. Well, girl, he's been dropping peen off like UPS ever since you left. So I don't think your plan worked. I really feel like it backfired if it's true. It didn't work, fact. He's still dropping off peen all over the world. So British says their relationship was toxic and she don't know if she's going to give him another chance. Brandy basically tells her, girl, look, follow your first mind. If you want to be with your man, go be with your man. Because everybody was telling me to leave my husband or whatever the case may be. And if I'd have listened to them, we wouldn't be together. But what they don't understand is when I had ovarian cancer, he was there for me. He supported me. And they had pictures of her or a flashback of her going through that whole thing. And then he even shaved his head when she had to shave hers. Mind you, Brandy, you was beautiful with a bald head. That's one thing. Number two, yes, he did support her. If that was enough for Brandy, going through something as serious as ovarian cancer, then I ain't got nothing to say about it. But had he stopped cheating after that? That's the question. Probably not, because they never do. They just kind of take a break to get you together, then they get back out there. That's what I figured. But basically, British asked her how she got over her cheating, and she was like, look, girl, I had to look at the bigger picture, meaning, hey, if I leave my man, I'm going to be stuck out here like Malaysia. No child support, no nothing. She was like, and then we went to counseling. And after counseling, it's all cool. He's still cheating, though. I don't care what nobody say. But she tells her you can't listen to your family and your friends. And British said, child, if I listened to my family and friends, we wouldn't have been together 6 months. I know that's right, because I know you look like you got a family that's going to tell you you done lost your damn mind. We move to the next scene. British FaceTimed her baby and Lorenzo, and she's FaceTiming him because she wants to confront him because one of his new little yays, that's what we call him in New Orleans, your little boo. One of his new little boos done posted her baby on social media. Child, Lorenzo feels like, look, the girl erased it. What's the big deal? British feels like that girl don't know me to be posting my baby, and the fact that you don't think nothing is wrong with this is some BS. They go to arguing back and forth. I don't really give a damn. She posted your baby, now what? What's up? You should have hollered at her, but because your man don't care. Basically, what do you want from him? Like he said, I can't control who you smash, so I'm going to do what I want and let the girls post the baby online. Period. That's all I got from it. Ain't got no more on it. Let's move on. We at the last scene, and the producers are on the set to do interviews, and they're waiting. I don't know if they were waiting on Brandy or not, but Brandy basically calls and says she had an emergency. She's not going to make it. And he goes, well, what's going on? So he goes to the side, and Brandy says she had an emergency. She talked to her doctor in Detroit, and they told her to go immediately to the hospital. He goes, well, okay, is there anything I can do? Like, is there anything going wrong? And she basically comes out and says that something is happening, and they're not sure if the ovarian cancer is coming back. She's terrified. I am praying for Brandy. She said that there's an option to just have a hysterectomy and get it all taken out. Girl, I would have done that the first time. Take the whole kit in caboodle. Don't need it. Bye. That's what I would have done. You know what I'm saying? But I'm praying for Brandy. I hope that Brandy's not having any real issues going on. I'm pretty sure this is going to be what brings Malaysia and Brandy back together. I've already given y'all the whole season. This thing right here is going to bring them back together. So anyway, that was the end of the episode, child. Y'all, tell me what y'all thought about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.